My friends, I want you to listen closely tonight, not with your ears, but with your soul. Because if you are hearing these words, it is not by accident. You were meant to be here, meant to hear this, meant to awaken to a truth that could change everything about the way you live, think, and believe. Life has a mysterious way of bringing you exactly what you need at the precise moment you're ready for it. Maybe you've been searching for answers, feeling lost, or wondering if your life truly has purpose. But tonight, I want you to know you were never lost. You were simply being guided here. And circumstances seem to conspire against us. It is natural to ask why we are enduring such trials. But what if I told you that every struggle, every heartbreak, every moment of doubt is not a punishment but a preparation? You are not facing these difficulties by accident, nor are they meant to diminish you. You are chosen, and the purpose for which you have been chosen is far greater than the pain you are experiencing. The trials of life are the crucibles in which your character, resilience, and spirit are forged. They are the necessary soil in which the seeds of your destiny are planted. Understanding this truth is the first step toward living with faith instead of fear, with courage instead of worry. Many people live their lives running from challenges, believing that avoiding pain will allow them to succeed or find happiness, but the reality is that avoidance only delays growth. Life's tests are not obstacles to your destiny. They are indicators that you are on the right path. Those who are chosen by God are not chosen for comfort, ease, or convenience. They are chosen for character. It is in the moments of struggle, when the weight seems unbearable, that the foundations of greatness are laid. Pain and adversity are not signs of divine neglect. They are signs of divine selection. The strongest, most capable, and most inspiring people in history were refined through trials. Consider the lives of great leaders, visionaries, and change makers. They were all tested in ways that would have broken an ordinary spirit. It was their ability to endure, to rise despite their circumstances, that distinguished them. The first step in recognizing your chosenness is to change your perspective on hardship. Pain is often seen as a roadblock, but for the chosen, it is a compass. Every trial points toward growth. Every setback points toward preparation. When you are confronted with difficulties, instead of asking why this is happening to you, ask what you are meant to learn. Ask how this experience can shape you into someone capable of handling the responsibilities and opportunities that lie ahead. Life is a teacher, and every test is a lesson tailored to your divine purpose. Embrace it, study it, and allow it to transform you. One of the most important truths for those who are chosen is that suffering is temporary, but the strength gained from enduring it is permanent. When you face challenges, you are not only navigating external obstacles, but also internal ones, the doubts, fears, and insecurities that would hold you back from fulfilling your calling. Each time you choose perseverance over despair, faith over fear, and action over inaction, you are building the mental and emotional muscles necessary to fulfill your higher purpose. God's chosen ones do not avoid pain, they harness it. They understand that what feels like suffering in the moment is actually shaping them into leaders, healers, and visionaries capable of impacting the world. Another vital aspect of understanding your purpose beyond your pain is the recognition that timing matters. Often we look at others and wonder why they seem to advance more quickly while we struggle. Yet the chosen are never behind. They are being prepared. The delays, the detours, and the difficulties are all part of a divine process. The struggle you are facing now is not a sign of failure. It is evidence that God is preparing you to receive, manage, and sustain greater blessings. The very pain that seems to weigh you down today is the same force that will give you the wisdom, compassion, and resilience to handle tomorrow's success. Faith is the bridge that connects your pain to your purpose. Without faith, challenges feel overwhelming, and worry becomes a constant companion. With faith, even the most difficult experiences take on meaning. When you recognize that you are chosen, you understand that life is not happening to you arbitrarily. It is happening for you, shaping you into someone capable of carrying out a divine mission. This awareness transforms the way you live. You stop dwelling on what has gone wrong and start preparing for what is meant to go right. You stop questioning your circumstances and begin understanding that your life has a trajectory guided by wisdom far beyond your own. Being chosen does not mean that life is easy. It means that you are capable. It means that the trials you face are meant to sharpen your vision, strengthen your resolve, and awaken your potential. Every setback is a setup for growth. Every obstacle is a training ground for greatness. Every heartbreak is a lesson in empathy and resilience. To live as one who is chosen is to accept that life's hardships are not punishments, but instruments of preparation. They are tools to mold you into someone who can achieve remarkable things, not just for yourself, but for those whose lives you will touch along the way. Ultimately, understanding that you are chosen for a purpose greater than your pain allows you to shift from a mindset of fear to one of empowerment. You no longer see yourself as a victim of circumstance, but as a participant in a divine plan. You begin to view challenges as opportunities, delays as preparation, and difficulties as evidence that you are being equipped for something extraordinary. Life's trials are no longer a source of despair. They are proof that you are on the path to fulfillment. Every moment of struggle becomes a building block for a destiny that is uniquely yours, a purpose that is greater than anything worry or fear could ever diminish. You are chosen. Your pain is not meaningless. Your struggles are not in vain. Every test, every hardship, and every challenge is part of a divine blueprint designed to prepare you for the life you were meant to live. Understanding this is freedom. Understanding this is power. And when you fully embrace it, worry loses its grip, fear fades, and faith becomes the guiding force that propels you forward. You are being prepared for greatness, and the purpose behind your pain is far larger than the moment you are living. Worry is one of the greatest thieves of peace and one of the most insidious obstacles that prevents a person from walking in their divine purpose. It creeps quietly into the mind, filling it with endless what-ifs and doubts, convincing you that the outcome of your life depends on your own control rather than on the guiding hand of God. Yet for those who are chosen, worry is unnecessary because it disconnects you from divine guidance. Every anxious thought, every fearful scenario imagined, diverts your energy from the one source that has the answers to all your questions. To live as one of God's chosen ones is to recognize that worry is not just unhelpful, it is counterproductive. It obscures clarity, clouds judgment, and often leads to decisions that are reactive rather than aligned with purpose. Understanding the destructive nature of worry is the first step toward embracing a life of faith and peace. When worry dominates your mind, it convinces you that you are alone, that your circumstances are too overwhelming, and that no one is watching over you. It amplifies challenges and shrinks your perspective, making temporary setbacks feel permanent and minor obstacles seem insurmountable. Yet divine guidance is always available. The moment you are paralyzed by fear, you cut off your access to this guidance. Chosen individuals learn that their strength comes not from controlling every outcome, but from surrendering to the wisdom of God and trusting in the unseen plan. When you release worry and replace it with faith, you tap into a power far greater than your own. You stop attempting to force outcomes and start moving in harmony with the unfolding of your destiny. One of the key reasons worry disconnects you from divine guidance is that it binds your mind to the present problem instead of the eternal solution. Worry demands your attention and energy, leaving little room for reflection, discernment, or spiritual insight. The chosen ones understand that every challenge has a solution already in place. It is only a matter of perceiving it through faith. When you allow yourself to dwell on fear, doubt, and uncertainty, you drown out the whispers of divine wisdom that are trying to reach you. Faith, on the other hand, opens your heart and mind to guidance, allowing clarity to replace confusion, courage to replace fear, and action to replace hesitation. Worry also undermines confidence and steals motivation. It convinces the mind that failure is inevitable and that obstacles are permanent. The chosen ones, however, understand that obstacles are temporary tests and setbacks are part of the training process. By maintaining a mindset of trust rather than fear, they are able to remain proactive instead of reactive. Worry leads to hesitation, while faith encourages decisive action. Faith allows you to move forward even when the path is unclear, because you trust that the direction you are taking is aligned with a higher purpose. When you act from faith instead of worry, Every step becomes a step closer to your destiny rather than a misstep caused by anxiety. Another essential aspect of understanding why worry disconnects you from divine guidance is recognizing that worry often arises from a desire for control. The human mind naturally seeks to control outcomes, to predict the unpredictable, and to guard against uncertainty. But life is not meant to be controlled entirely by human effort. Divine guidance works in ways that the human mind cannot always comprehend, and the chosen ones know this truth deeply. Surrendering worry is an act of humility and trust, an acknowledgement that while you have the power to act, you are not responsible for orchestrating every detail. Worry attempts to force life to conform to your understanding, while faith allows life to unfold according to God's perfect design. The energy spent on worry is energy that could be spent on alignment, preparation, and growth. Every anxious thought diverts focus from the solutions and opportunities that are already present. The chosen ones do not waste their mental, emotional, and spiritual energy on scenarios that may never happen. Instead, they invest in strengthening their character, enhancing their skills, and cultivating faith. By doing so, they position themselves to act decisively when opportunity presents itself. Worry clouds judgment and leads to hesitation, but faith clears the mind and illuminates the right path. It is also important to understand that worry often magnifies problems beyond their actual significance. When you are consumed with fear, challenges seem larger than they are, solutions seem more distant than they are, and obstacles feel more insurmountable than they truly are. Divine guidance, however, provides perspective. It allows you to see the problem in context, to recognize temporary setbacks as temporary, and to understand that solutions exist even when they are not immediately visible. The chosen ones develop a mindset that filters out the noise of fear and tunes into the signal of divine insight. By doing so, they navigate life with clarity, confidence, and a sense of peace that worry cannot touch. Furthermore, worry affects more than just the mind. It affects the spirit. Anxiety weakens resolve, breeds indecision, and fosters despair. For those chosen by God, the spirit is meant to be strong, resilient, and aligned with purpose. Allowing worry to dominate your inner life diminishes your spiritual connection, making it harder to recognize guidance, hear inspiration, or discern the next steps in your journey. Faith restores spiritual strength, renews hope, and brings inner peace. It reminds you that divine guidance is always present, even when circumstances seem confusing or overwhelming. Ultimately, the difference between a life dominated by worry and a life aligned with divine guidance lies in trust. Those who are chosen understand that worry is a choice, and choosing faith over fear restores connection to the divine. When you trust that every circumstance, delay, and challenge is part of a larger plan, you free yourself from the paralysis of anxiety. You begin to act with purpose, speak with confidence, and live with peace. The mind of the chosen is a mind that seeks guidance rather than obsessing over problems, a mind that looks for solutions rather than dwelling on difficulties, and a mind that trusts in the invisible hand of God rather than the uncertainty of human control. In essence, worry is the opposite of faith. It disconnects you from the very source that empowers, protects, and guides you. By letting go of worry, you restore your connection to divine wisdom, gain clarity in decision-making, strengthen your spirit, and cultivate inner peace. You begin to navigate life with confidence, knowing that you are not alone, and that every step you take is guided by a power greater than yourself. Faith, not fear, becomes the compass that directs your journey, and worry loses its place in the life of those who are chosen. Life has a way of presenting obstacles that seem unfair, unexpected, or even insurmountable. At times, it may feel as though the world is working against you, that doors close just as you are ready to walk through, or that every effort you make meets resistance. Yet, for those who are chosen, every setback carries a hidden purpose. Setbacks are not signs of failure, they are setups for your next season. They are the universe's way of guiding you, shaping you, and preparing you for the life you are meant to live. Understanding this principle is essential for those who wish to live in faith rather than fear, in action rather than anxiety. When you realize that challenges are stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks, your perspective on life shifts profoundly. The truth is that life rarely unfolds in a straight line. The journey toward fulfilling your divine purpose is often circuitous, filled with detours, delays, and unexpected interruptions. Yet each of these apparent obstacles carries a lesson. The chosen ones understand that a door closing is not the end, but the universe redirecting them towards something better suited to their growth, character, and destiny. Every missed opportunity, every failed attempt, and every unexpected twist is a message. Be patient, learn, prepare, and trust that something greater awaits. Setbacks are not punishments, they are preparations for what is coming. Consider how many of the world's most successful and influential individuals faced repeated setbacks before reaching their destiny. The entrepreneur who failed several businesses before finding the one that would change the world. The author whose manuscript was rejected countless times before becoming a bestseller. The leader who was overlooked, criticized, and doubted before stepping into a position of influence. In each case, the setbacks were not random. They were crucial stages in a process of refinement, shaping resilience, sharpening skills, and strengthening faith. The chosen ones recognize that setbacks are not a reflection of inadequacy, they are a reflection of preparation and progress. One of the most important aspects of understanding setbacks as setups is the mindset it requires. Most people interpret setbacks negatively, allowing frustration, disappointment, or fear to dominate their response. The chosen ones, however, adopt a different approach. They see each challenge as an opportunity to grow stronger, wiser, and more prepared. They do not dwell on what went wrong, but instead ask, what is this teaching me? How can I use this to get closer to my purpose? By focusing on growth rather than grievance, they transform obstacles into stepping stones and failures into lessons that propel them forward. Setbacks also serve to refine character. Life does not simply equip you with skills and knowledge, it tests your integrity, patience, and resilience. When things do not go as planned, when you are met with opposition or delay, your true qualities are revealed. The chosen ones do not become bitter or disheartened, they become stronger. They cultivate patience, humility, and perseverance. They learn to rely not solely on their own understanding, but on the guidance of a higher power. Every setback strengthens the foundation upon which future success is built, ensuring that when the right opportunities arrive, they are ready to handle them with wisdom and confidence. Another crucial aspect of setbacks as setups is timing. Often what we perceive as delays are divine interventions in disguise. A relationship that ends, a job that falls through, or a plan that does not succeed may appear disappointing in the moment, but it is often redirecting us towards something far better. The chosen ones understand that life's timing is perfect, even when it does not align with their own expectations. They trust that setbacks are not signs of failure, but signals that preparation is underway, that their next season is being carefully orchestrated to match their purpose, skill, and readiness. Faith plays a pivotal role in navigating setbacks. Worry or despair only magnifies the difficulty, whereas faith transforms it into an opportunity for growth. When you are chosen, you are guided by more than your own vision. You are aligned with a divine plan. Faith allows you to see setbacks not as endings, but as transitions. It gives you the strength to persist, the courage to keep moving, and the confidence to trust that every closed door is pointing toward the one that will open at the perfect time. By responding to setbacks with faith, you convert obstacles into milestones and challenges into lessons that prepare you for your ultimate purpose. Setbacks also teach resilience and perseverance. The chosen ones do not give up because life temporarily resists their plans. They understand that endurance builds strength, patience fosters wisdom, and persistence develops the character necessary for long-term success. Every time you face a challenge and continue forward despite difficulty, you strengthen the inner resources required to achieve your destiny. Without setbacks, resilience would not develop, and without resilience, greatness cannot be sustained. Finally, setbacks serve to heighten appreciation and perspective. When success comes after a period of difficulty, it is more meaningful, more fulfilling, and more empowering. The chosen ones understand that life's challenges are part of a broader narrative, one that prepares them not only for achievement, but also for gratitude, empathy, and purpose. They learn to celebrate the lessons learned along the way, recognizing that each obstacle was part of a divine curriculum designed to equip them for their next season. Every setback you encounter is not a barrier, it is a guidepost pointing towards your destiny. Each closed door, each delayed plan, and each moment of challenge is a setup for your next season, a preparation for the life you were meant to lead. By embracing setbacks with faith, perspective, and perseverance, you transform what could be discouragement into preparation, what could be despair into determination, and what could be delay into divine timing. Understanding this truth allows you to walk confidently through life, knowing that every experience, no matter how difficult, is a necessary step in the journey toward fulfilling your purpose. Faith is the lifeblood of those who are chosen, the invisible force that transforms fear into courage, uncertainty into clarity, and hesitation into action. To be one of God's chosen ones is to understand that life will always present challenges, but the measure of your success, peace, and fulfillment depends not on the absence of obstacles, but on your ability to choose faith over fear. Faith is not a passive state. It is an active commitment to believe in the unseen, to trust the process, and to act with confidence even when the outcome is unclear. Choosing faith over fear is the hallmark of the chosen, for it allows you to align with a higher power and navigate life with strength, resilience, and unwavering purpose. Fear is the natural companion of doubt. It whispers in your ear that you are not capable, that circumstances are too overwhelming, and that the path forward is too risky. It convinces you to remain stagnant, to wait for perfect conditions that may never arrive, or to abandon your dreams altogether. Yet fear is an illusion. It thrives on uncertainty and feeds on inaction. Faith, on the other hand, dissolves fear. When you cultivate faith, you shift your focus from what could go wrong to what is possible. You recognize that while challenges exist, they do not define you. You are defined by your belief in your purpose, your alignment with divine guidance, and your determination to act despite obstacles. The chosen understand that fear is a signal, not a stop sign. It alerts you to areas of growth but does not dictate your destiny. Faith also provides a foundation for resilience. Life will inevitably test your limits, present setbacks, and challenge your confidence. Those who are chosen recognize that these tests are temporary, while faith is enduring. When disappointment, delay, or failure arises, faith reminds you that these experiences are part of a larger design. They are not indicators of inadequacy, but opportunities to refine your skills, strengthen your character, and reaffirm your commitment to your purpose. By consistently choosing faith over fear, you build an inner strength that cannot be shaken by circumstances, for your confidence rests not on what you see, but on what you know to be true, that you are guided, protected, and equipped for the journey ahead. Choosing faith over fear also enhances clarity of vision. Fear clouds judgment, creating confusion and indecision. It magnifies obstacles and distorts perspective, making problems seem larger and solutions seem distant. Faith, however, opens the mind to possibilities. It allows you to perceive opportunities where others see barriers, to recognize lessons where others see failure, and to take decisive action when hesitation would otherwise paralyze you. The chosen ones develop the ability to see beyond the immediate challenge and focus on the broader trajectory of their lives. They understand that every step, even when difficult, is moving them closer to the fulfillment of their divine purpose. Another critical aspect of faith is its ability to inspire action. Faith is not passive belief, it is active trust. It compels you to take steps toward your goals, even when the way is uncertain. The chosen ones understand that divine guidance requires cooperation. Opportunities often require initiative, effort, and courage to manifest. By acting in faith, you align your actions with purpose and create momentum that fear alone cannot generate. Every step taken in faith, no matter how small, is a step toward realizing your destiny. Conversely, hesitation rooted in fear only prolongs uncertainty and delays the fulfillment of your calling. Faith also nurtures patience and perseverance. Life does not always unfold according to the timelines we desire, and the path of the chosen is rarely linear. Delays, obstacles, and unexpected twists are all part of the journey. Fear often prompts impatience, frustration, or rash decisions, while faith cultivates endurance. It allows you to trust that each season, including the periods of waiting or preparation, is necessary for your growth. The chosen ones understand that faith is a form of patience in action, a commitment to move forward, persist, and believe even when immediate results are not visible. Moreover, choosing faith over fear strengthens your inner peace. Worry, doubt, and anxiety are natural consequences of fear, and they disrupt the mind, body, and spirit. Faith replaces these destructive emotions with calm assurance. When you live by faith, you no longer expend energy on fretting about outcomes, trying to control the uncontrollable, or doubting your worth. You focus instead on what is within your control, your mindset, your actions, and your alignment with purpose. This shift fosters a sense of tranquility and confidence that fear cannot penetrate, allowing you to navigate life with grace and poise. Faith also shapes your interactions with others and the world around you. Fear often breeds defensiveness, suspicion, and hesitation, while faith cultivates trust, generosity, and courage. Those who act in faith inspire confidence in others, creating a ripple effect of empowerment and positivity. They approach challenges with a sense of assurance that encourages collaboration, creativity, and problem solving. By choosing faith, the chosen ones not only strengthen themselves, but also elevate those around them, demonstrating the transformative power of belief in action. Ultimately, faith is the distinguishing factor that separates those who are chosen from those who remain stagnant in fear. It is the compass that guides decisions, the anchor that stabilizes the spirit, and the fuel that propels action. Every time you consciously choose faith over fear, you strengthen your connection to divine guidance, align yourself with your purpose, and move closer to the destiny for which you were chosen. Faith transforms challenges into opportunities, obstacles into lessons, and fear into courage. The path of the chosen is not free of difficulty, but it is illuminated by the light of faith. By consistently choosing belief over doubt, trust over worry, and action over hesitation, you embody the essence of what it means to be chosen. You demonstrate resilience, clarity, and purpose in the face of adversity. You show that the life of one who is divinely selected is not dictated by fear, but empowered by faith. Choosing faith over fear is not merely a mindset, it is a declaration of alignment with destiny, a commitment to purpose, and a testimony to the power of divine guidance in action. Life often tests our patience, presenting challenges, delays, and detours that can make even the strongest person question their path. For those who are chosen, understanding the value of divine timing and patience is essential. God's plan for each individual is meticulously crafted, unfolding in a rhythm that may not align with human expectations. When we struggle to control the timing of events, we often create unnecessary anxiety and disappointment. The chosen ones learn to embrace patience, recognizing that delays are not denials, setbacks are not punishments, and waiting is often a crucial part of preparation. Divine timing ensures that every opportunity, relationship, and blessing arrives exactly when it is meant to, fully prepared to have its maximum impact on your life and the lives of those you touch. Human impatience stems from the desire to see immediate results, to feel in control, and to measure progress by visible achievements. Yet the deeper truth is that what is visible is only a fragment of a much larger plan. The chosen ones understand that divine timing is not random, it is orchestrated with precision. Sometimes doors close so that you can be guided to a better path. Sometimes opportunities are delayed to allow you to develop the skills, wisdom, and character necessary to handle them effectively. Every pause, every moment of waiting, and every obstacle is part of a process designed to ensure that, when the right moment arrives, you are ready to receive, embrace, and sustain it. Impatience is the enemy of preparation, and the chosen learn to respect the rhythm of divine timing. Patience is more than simply waiting. It is an active state of trust. It is the ability to remain steadfast, focused, and positive even when the desired outcome is not immediately visible. It requires discipline, faith, and a deep understanding that the universe operates on a scale far beyond what we can comprehend. The chosen ones cultivate patience because they know that acting too early, too impulsively, or without proper preparation can lead to missed opportunities, mistakes, or wasted energy. Patience allows them to remain in alignment with divine guidance, ensuring that when the moment arrives, their actions are effective, their decisions are wise, and their impact is lasting. Delays and challenges also serve as periods of refinement. Just as gold is purified by fire, the spirit is strengthened through waiting. During times of delay, the chosen have the opportunity to deepen their knowledge, improve their skills, and strengthen their character. Every moment of preparation adds resilience, wisdom, and discernment, equipping them to handle responsibilities and opportunities that may otherwise be overwhelming. Divine timing is not merely about when something happens, it is about who you are when it happens. The chosen ones understand that the journey of becoming is just as important as the destination, and that patience during this journey shapes them into leaders, visionaries, and change makers capable of fulfilling their purpose. Faith and trust are inseparable from patience. Without faith, waiting becomes anxiety, frustration, or despair. The chosen ones understand that divine timing is not arbitrary or delayed by oversight. Every moment is purposeful, every challenge is deliberate, and every delay is designed to prepare them for what is next. Faith allows them to view periods of waiting not as idle or wasted time, but as active seasons of growth, learning, and alignment. They recognize that just because the answer or opportunity is not yet visible does not mean it is absent. Divine timing works invisibly, orchestrating events, people, and circumstances so that everything aligns perfectly at the appointed moment. Patience also cultivates discernment. Impulsive actions taken out of frustration or haste often lead to choices that are misaligned with purpose. The chosen ones learn to pause, to reflect, and to seek guidance before acting. In doing so, they ensure that their decisions are not reactive but intentional. They observe, listen, and trust, allowing clarity to replace confusion and strategy to replace impulsiveness. Waiting becomes not a passive act of frustration, but an active engagement with the unfolding plan of life. Every delay is a test of wisdom, every moment of patience an exercise in alignment with destiny. Understanding divine timing also nurtures gratitude and perspective. When something arrives at the right time, it is often more rewarding than it could have been earlier. Opportunities are more meaningful, relationships are stronger, and success is more sustainable. The chosen ones learn to trust the process, knowing that if something has not yet manifested, it is because it is not yet ready to serve its highest purpose in their life. They develop an appreciation for the timing of life, recognizing that patience is not a limitation but a necessary ingredient for growth, success, and fulfillment. Impatience often leads to worry, stress, and dissatisfaction, yet patience in divine timing fosters peace, confidence, and contentment. The chosen ones do not rush the process or demand immediate results. They understand that life is unfolding according to a higher plan, and that every delay has meaning. By embracing divine timing, they move through life with calm assurance, knowing that the right people, opportunities, and blessings will appear at precisely the right moment. Their patience is an expression of faith, their trust in the unseen a source of strength, and their confidence in the journey a hallmark of their chosen status. Ultimately, divine timing and patience are inseparable from the life of those who are chosen. Every delay, challenge, or detour is part of a process designed to refine, prepare, and elevate. The chosen ones learn to trust, to wait, and to act in alignment with the perfect timing of life. They cultivate faith in the unseen, strength during preparation, and wisdom through reflection. By embracing patience as a virtue and trusting in divine timing, they ensure that when the right moment arrives, they are ready to step into their purpose fully, courageously, and with the capacity to achieve remarkable impact. To live as one of God's chosen ones is to walk boldly in your identity, fully aware of your purpose, your calling, and the divine guidance that surrounds you. Walking boldly does not mean arrogance, carelessness, or fearlessness. It means living with confidence, conviction, and clarity. It means understanding that you have been set apart for a reason, and that your life carries significance beyond what the world may recognize. When you embrace this identity, worry loses its grip, doubt fades, and fear no longer dictates your decisions. Boldness comes from knowing who you are in the eyes of God, from trusting in His plan, and from committing to act with integrity and purpose regardless of circumstances. Many people live tentative lives, allowing fear of judgment, failure, or the unknown to shape their choices. They hesitate to step forward, to speak their truth, or to pursue their dreams because they are unsure of the outcome or worried about what others might think. The chosen ones, however, understand that their worth and direction are not determined by public opinion or immediate results. They are guided by a higher authority, by a calling that transcends fear, and by the knowledge that their purpose is significant. Walking boldly is not about seeking approval. It is about honoring the role you were created to play and taking deliberate steps to fulfill it. Confidence is an essential component of boldness. When you know that you are chosen, you recognize that your abilities, your experiences, and even your challenges have prepared you for this moment. You do not need to prove yourself to the world because your confidence is rooted in your alignment with divine purpose. Boldness grows from preparation, understanding, and faith. The chosen ones step forward not because they are guaranteed success, but because they are guaranteed guidance, protection, and the opportunity to impact the world in ways only they can. This inner assurance allows them to act decisively, to embrace opportunities, and to face challenges with composure and strength. Walking boldly also requires clarity of vision. The chosen ones know what they are meant to accomplish and remain focused on their goals despite distractions or setbacks. They understand that their path is unique and that comparison to others only diminishes their impact. By maintaining clarity of purpose, they navigate life with intention, making choices that support their calling rather than succumbing to fear, uncertainty, or external pressures. Boldness is the courage to pursue your mission with focus, discipline, and unwavering commitment, even when the road is difficult or the outcome is not yet visible. Faith is inseparable from boldness. To walk boldly as one of God's chosen is to trust that the path you are on is divinely orchestrated even when obstacles appear. Faith transforms hesitation into action and doubt into determination. It allows you to move forward with confidence, knowing that every step, every decision, and every effort is part of a larger plan. Boldness is not recklessness. It is informed by trust, discernment, and an understanding that you are equipped to handle the responsibilities and opportunities before you. By combining faith with action, the chosen ones turn potential paralysis into purposeful movement. Another key aspect of walking boldly is resilience. Boldness is tested in the face of criticism, failure, or opposition. The chosen ones understand that challenges are inevitable, but they do not allow setbacks to define their path. They rise above negativity, learn from adversity, and continue to advance with determination. Resilience fuels boldness because it reassures the spirit that temporary obstacles cannot derail a person whose life is aligned with divine purpose. When you are resilient, you maintain focus on your calling, adapt to challenges, and continue forward with confidence, knowing that your identity and mission are unshakable. Boldness also inspires others. Those who walk in their identity as chosen models courage, integrity, and faith for those around them. Their confidence encourages others to embrace their own potential and to act with purpose. By demonstrating boldness rooted in faith and clarity of purpose, the chosen create a ripple effect, influencing communities, organizations, and generations. They show that living in alignment with divine guidance is not only possible but transformative. Boldness, therefore, is not a solitary pursuit. It impacts the world in tangible and lasting ways. Understanding your identity as chosen also requires rejecting doubt and minimizing worry. Worry arises when you question your worth, your timing, or your abilities. Boldness grows when you shift your focus from fear to faith, from limitation to potential, and from hesitation to action. When you fully embrace who you are, you stop seeking validation from external sources and start acting from a place of alignment, purpose, and divine confidence. Walking boldly is about stepping into the fullness of your calling, not cautiously or tentatively, but with courage, clarity, and commitment. Ultimately, walking boldly as one of God's chosen ones is a choice. It is a daily decision to embrace your purpose, act with confidence, trust in divine guidance, and persist in the face of challenges. Boldness combines faith, resilience, clarity, and courage, transforming potential fear into empowered action. When you understand that you are chosen, every decision becomes intentional, every step becomes purposeful, and every challenge becomes an opportunity to demonstrate your alignment with divine destiny. Boldness is the natural expression of faith realized, purpose embraced, and identity fully acknowledged. The life of one who walks boldly is not free from difficulty, but it is rich in confidence, clarity, and impact. Boldness allows you to navigate challenges with grace, pursue opportunities with courage, and inspire others through example. It frees you from the paralysis of worry and empowers you to live fully, intentionally, and aligned with the calling that has set you apart. Walking boldly as a chosen one is more than an action. It is a declaration, a lifestyle, and a testament to the power of purpose, faith, and divine guidance in motion.